Yes, people, welcome back to BBK Sports. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are watching from. It is not Friday. Your eyes are not deceiving you, but it's Monday morning, and I'm here with my stream partner in crime, the Waffle Down, because we have to, as we promised, reflect on and dissect the Arsenal transfer window. Um, Mixed emotions about it, but it
Very,
wasn't the
very
worst window, but not sure it was quite a goosebump type window. But big up to my brother, the Waffle Down. Big up to the chat. What you saying to me, bro?
big up, man. Yeah, just going into subscribe modes on my channel.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man. I thought we had to have this discussion, man, because there's things that need to be discussed. Just before I landed on here, I was just looking at some of the older videos that we were on when we were
Mhm.
discussing like the transfer and stuff like that, and the vibes were hella different back then. You know, the emotions and everything were hella different. Gary was chilled. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had my background with where is our striker. There was even a point where I think you said about patience or something like that. Like, don't tell me to be patient, you know. And yeah, man, but we're here. We're here now. The transfer window is closed. So I think today's a very good day, to discuss the actual transfers, and not just our club as well. We
Mhm.
can reflect on other clubs as well because some other clubs have had issues as well. We can get into all of that.
Yeah, so brother, so I did a video yesterday with my predictions and all this stuff. But then when you go into when you full your StreamYard up with the megabytes, right, and you have to
Yeah,
delete.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I clicked delete on YouTube as well, and the video just poof. So
Oh, I hate that, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was clicking around, fatigue. I guess my eyes were tired, and I recorded the video and I deleted it. So this is actually good that I'm revisiting as I get
mm.
to think about more stuff that I may have missed out based on my predictions. And now that we know whose squad is what, we have more information to make.
I've got a good list though. I've got like the list of every transfer that's gone. So if we need to reflect,
Yeah, so let's start in house. Let's start with the family, right? Let's start with the Arsenal family. Of we knew what we needed, or we felt like we knew what we needed. Of course, we needed a striker. We needed a creative man. Needed some depth. Um, we have addressed most of it, but some of us still think we left ourselves short on that left wing based on the draws that we witnessed on, but not just on Sunday at Anfield. Like we've seen this for many years is why we've been calling for an upgrade. But um as far as the numbers go, because when you just put it in black and white and say I give it a 6 out of 7, a 6 out of 10, a 5 out of 10, it kind of doesn't leave room for any nuance and actual discussions. So
mm.
we just go through it by position, and we'll say, okay, satisfied, could do more, not
Yeah.
happy at all, right? So if we start with our gunmen, we're happy with our gunmen, yeah.
What Yokeres?
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, that's the guy who we wanted. So yeah, I suppose yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're happy. We're happy with him. Well, that's another conversation. I think that's another conversation for another day as well
Yeah.
because
Oh,
the tactics.
yeah, we're happy with him because we know that he knows how to score goals, and we needed goals,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we also knew other things. Yeah, we
We was
also
on about we was on about Yokeres
yeah.
consistently throughout this transfer window. Get
Mm-hmm.
Yokeres in, so we've got our man. So I'm happy with that. Definitely happy with that.
Yeah, but we were also saying that we get Gyökeres, we have to get someone who can get him the ball, and
Mm,
and Berta did that. Berta did his piece and got him someone who can get the ball. Obviously, it would be a whole different conversation getting into the tactics on why the guy who
yeah.
was charged with getting him the ball wasn't
Mm,
on the pitch with him when the 3 points was there for us to be had. Right, it was 82 minutes, 0-0. We were there, right?
mm.
We didn't get it, but it goes without saying I'm over the moon that Eze is in the squad. Whether or not the manager chooses to use him or not is a whole different conversation. But good with Eze, or was Eze enough in the creative spark, or you think we needed another midfielder?
Um, no. I think the thing with me is that I think we needed so. I think we still needed more. Eze wasn't enough for me. He wasn't enough, and considering the position that he's playing in, I've never believed this left wing hype. He's not a left winger. Did you see that thing he done the other day on the touchline where
So
he
of
went
course.
past?
When he
Yeah,
went back to, yeah, he brother, that's just pure skill. I'm better than
I
you. Watch.
know, but I don't want to see him I don't want to see him on the touchline like that. I want to see him drifting inside, and but that's a conversation for another day. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Eze, good addition, but could we have done more in midfield? Maybe, possibly. I don't know what your thoughts are about that. Because what happens if Rice gets injured now?
Yeah,
We've got Norgard.
yeah.
Like,
So
Norgard is not top tier, is he?
yeah. It was nah,
Where is he? Where is Norgard?
he's injured. So oddly enough, I've been told that Norgard is. Let me see if I can find this clip. No, it'll be. I can't search for it now, but yeah, Norgard. I'm not comfortable with Norgard being being the guy. Should Zubi pick up a knock or needs to be rotated, I am worried about that. Now, if Norgard is the guy that rivals are telling me he is, then it should be calm. But I believe my eyes over rivals banter. You know what I'm saying? And I don't trust someone who's never played into a ball dominant system to come into a possession based team and all of a sudden click. If you're really good at breaking up play when you don't have the ball, fair. But that's not how Arsenal play football. Even at Anfield, we was, I think it was 53 to 47% possession. So we had enough of the ball there to do damage. We just didn't have the personnel on the pitch to do damage when we had it. Yeah, I'm Gyökeres, big check mark. Eze, huge check marks. Zubimendi, Partey replacement. Zubimendi hasn't been a worry so far. I have no concerns there as far as his play. But the drop
Are
off
you
from
not? Are you not slightly concerned about Zubimendi? Because
no,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know. I don't know about him, man. He looks like a good player,
Yeah,
but that's all he looks like at the moment. I don't know. You know, I don't know about Zubimendi yet. There's still a question mark over him.
I think
And
Zubimendi's going to cook for us, man. I think he's
he's
going to
gonna
cook
cook,
for us.
yeah?
I just don't think you're going to get the best version of Zubimendi with Moreno and
Yeah.
Declan Rice, because out of the three that started at Anfield on Sunday, he is the most progressive passer, and he's meant to be the deepest. You know what I mean? So if you put Eze where Moreno was, and you use Declan to break up the play, and you have Zubimendi spraying passes all over the pitch, it's good. It's good. That would have given Liverpool big problems. Because here's the thing: Liverpool's attack was quiet. There were people who captured Mo Salah in their FPL who were mad as hell. They thought he was going to do damage. You know what I mean? Especially when they saw that lineup. But they were mad as hell. He had 2 points in FPL. He was quiet. Right? Liverpool's best attackers were on the pitch. Started, actually. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Ekitike, Salah, Burts. They all started and did nothing. We had one shot on target because our attack was on the bench.
But this is just one game. I'm talking about over a season. There's still question marks
on
over.
Zubi.
Yeah, I know. If I look at Zubimendi and I look at Gyökeres, they are players that, yes, I wanted to come into the club, but there are question marks, and maybe I'm thinking too much of the tactics of how they're playing right now, but I want to see more from Zubimendi. Just put it that way, because it's not just about Zubimendi spraying passes. Yeah, it's what he does off the ball, and when we're under pressure. How is he able to handle the pressure? And what I've seen actually him off the ball, I've actually liked. All right, he gave away the free kick for the goal the other day, but for a short man, he puts himself about, because I thought he'd be a bit lightweight, but he's shown already that he's capable, and he can handle the physicality of the Premier League, and obviously he's good on the ball as well. But
Yeah.
it's a small it's only a small what did you call it, a small
Sample size.
sample size of what we've seen. We know what he can do.
Mm.
So I want to see more of that. And is Liverpool an actual, is this where we can put the measure? Because
yes, that's the benchmark. Yeah, that's the
serious.
Yes.
Even when we didn't start our best midfield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think so?
Players play. Like even Mascara came on against that quality attack and held his own, right? So if Mascara came on against if Mascara started against Leeds and 5-0 clean sheet, people would have said, nah, it's just Leeds. And you're at home anyway. But he went away to Anfield and came in the full game. He came in the 5th minute, played the full game and made an account of himself. If there's the goodest test as any, maybe the Etihad away, but this was the biggest test as any, and he held his own. Progressive.
Did you feel worried? And the thing, I didn't feel worried. I didn't even worry when he came onto the pitch.
Yeah. So I think that was a good benchmark for him, because now Mascara is looking at himself and he's looking in the mirror like, bro, I just made my, well, not his Premier League debut, but for intents and purposes, I just played a full 90 at Anfield. Didn't expect to play.
Yeah.
And I held my own against, two of the best attackers. Like Ekatike was 3-3 or 3-2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Mo Salah is Mo Salah. Gakpo is no slouch. Verts is, a top class player. And he kept those the defense and the DMs, for all intents and purposes, did their job. It's the attack that failed us. And part of it is not even down to the players. It's merely down to, as they can assist from the bench. Want to big up a couple of people in the building. Want to big up Cooper. Want to big up Dr. Seymour Butts. Big up BX Gunner. Who else we have? We got Godfrey. We got Gavin in the building. A couple of the legends always supporting the channel. Big up to every single one of them. Big up to Kwaja. BX Gunner says Zubimendi is registered, not a midfield destroying CDM. He needs to be deployed correctly. He can spray passes, man. I think Liverpool fans should be worried more about Verts than we should be worried about Zubi, because Verts hasn't really, which is understandable. He's coming into a new league and stuff, but he is, he's not really hit the ground running yet. Forrest taking Zinni. It's funny. Yeah, that's Edu. That's Edu doing us a solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Edu was the one.
Zinni's not a bad player though. That's the thing. He's not a bad player.
Yeah, he's not a
bad player. He's just
a liability in that left back position. Yeah.
If you play him in midfield though, he cooks in midfield, I think.
Yeah. I think you could deploy him in the midfield, especially in Europe, when the game is a lot more open, not as physical and teams actually play. But away at Turf Moor, him in the midfield, I don't trust. I don't trust, even in EFL and FA Cup games against the League 1 and League 2 sides. Those guys are, very, very physical. Zubi could be a B-Tech Xabi Alonso at Liverpool. I don't worry about Zubi at all. I think I'm calm with Zubi. I'm calm. I'm really calm. I really think if we put him in a 4-2 pivot with Declan, we'll see the best version of whoever is in that number 10 spot. And what I do like about
okay, so it has it works in a pivot, but not on his own.
I think he could work in his own, but the thing is, I actually think if I have Zubimendi and I have Declan Rice and I have to, which one, if I have to push one of them forward and sit one of them in the 6, I'm more inclined to push Zubi forward because he's a better passer.
Yeah.
And sit Declan in front of the back four, but that's, Arteta wants Declan further up the pitch, which, it's not the worst version of Declan, but you're not going to get the best version of him, playing as the left 8. But I think Zubimendi's passing is sublime. Big up to the Joy the Dread. Big up
man like Geordie, man.
Yeah.
Big up
night out settings later, people. Make sure you are tuned
in. I'm sure my man was doing a stream early this morning, about 8 this morning or something.
Yeah, the Joy the Dread. he be about, you know, he be about,
I'm
man.
telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he be about. But yeah, man. So you know, we got our, you know, our additions to our starting 11, or we thought it would be, with Gyökeres and Eze. Zubimendi has replaced Partey in the six. But we've added some depth, right? We've added about 5 players for depth. Mascara, you know, we think we like what we've seen so far. Kepa, serviceable backup. Think he's better than Neto from last year. Hincapié, bruh, the stuff that I'm hearing about this guy, not from Arsenal fans, but from rivals or neutrals who actually watch football. I like what I'm hearing. You know?
In a minute.
Yeah, I like what I'm hearing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna wait and see still, but I really like what I'm
Capier, I
hearing.
think. Capier is Ncapier, or they say his name. I don't know.
Hey, Dr. Seymour Bust, English major, can you help us out with the proper enunciation of this young man's name? But Piero, I like what I'm hearing about Piero. Bro. I'm not gonna lie, man.
But,
have you seen any compilations of him or anything?
Oh yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen a few of them. He looks like a tough centre back, left back. I've seen him play mostly left back though, and he just looks tough. One thing though, I think he had a few disciplinary problems though. Yeah, he used to get a lot of cards. So coming to the Premier League, he's gonna have to kind of like temper that, innit? You know, temper his tackles, and he's an aggressive defender, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? He's not a no nonsense. He's a nonsense defender that can play left back. He's pretty pacey as well, so he'll be able to get up and down the pitch as a left back as well. Depending on how Arteta deploys him as well, because does he invert at Bayer Leverkusen? I don't know. These are loads of questions, but anyone that we bring in can look terrible in Arteta's system.
That's true.
If you look at it, they, you know, some obviously the players that play in it, they're used to the system, but new players coming in, obviously Mosquera, he's adapted well at the centre back position. Kepa, obviously he's a backup, but it'd be interesting to see Nkapie because he's coming in for big money, isn't it? I know it's a loan, but million 50, 55, 45, or how much it is.
I heard 45.
That's a lot of money for another defender. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this play. Does he start after the international break? And the questions here is, was he a good addition? We don't know yet because we've not seen him play, but we're putting the trust in.
Yeah. So the disciplinary thing that you talk about, that's that dog in him, right? That's that South American dog. Because Romero from Tottenham, the Argentina thing, he has it in him. And speaking of the dog in him, ladies and gentlemen, in the 20th minute, you know who it is.
Maybach music.
You know who it is.
I can blow money. When I'm shopping, that ain't no money. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. I'm so sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be initiated. I'm burning purple flowers. It's burning my chest. I bury the most cash and burning the rest. Collar on my polo, kisses on my necklace. All my diamonds watching, now my watch is getting jealous.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hardcore, the hardworking, the ever-present, the boss of the bosses, the boss of every chat room he steps into. It's E. Ross.
Maybach music.
Permission to continue the stream, brother E. Ross. Big up to you, my brother, every single time. But yeah, man, that Hincapié one, I really like what I'm hearing. I heard a lot of people, most of them are Liverpool fans who actually consume a lot of football, tell me that this guy is bad.
Yeah, I've seen Liverpool fans talking about him.
So I'm here for it, man.
You think he'd be better than Kirkes? Or do you think it end up being better than Kirkes? Or because that's going to be the comparison, isn't it?
Yeah, but Kirkes looked like he needs a little more time to get up to speed at the Liverpool pace of play. Like he was great at Bournemouth, but I don't think he's been, fantastic at Liverpool yet. But that's that's understandable. That's a huge jump up from Bournemouth to Liverpool. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep.
a heavy shirt. D-Man said, Muscari look
My
decent.
brother.
On interesting to watch how much game times he get. Yeah, that's fair.
Big up to the
Yeah, Cooper say, would you play Zubi in the? So yeah, I think we touched on it earlier. Like if I'm forced to play one forward, more further forward, I think Zubimendi could actually cook because his passing range is better than Declan's. And Declan, you put Declan in front of our back four, man, he can actually do it.
I know, but this is I don't understand why we don't do this. Or do we actually do that? Do we alternate that? Do we actually do this? We don't, do we?
Nah, we don't. Declan is always ahead. Declan is always up there. He's always further up the pitch. So it's one of them ones. Gyökeres needs to get up to speed, but he will be fine. I don't even think it's Gyökeres, brother.
It's not Gyökeres.
Hmm?
It's not Gyökeres. It's the actual team, the players themselves. Yeah, they're not looking. It's almost like look at Martinelli the other day when he was making that run down the left. Gyökeres made that run, but Martinelli just went straight to the byline. Yeah,
he didn't look up. All he had to do was look up, bro.
It's the manager's. It's the manager's tactics, man. And I feel sometimes that the players, I think they need to just take things into their own hands sometimes, and play the game like they played like they played in 2022, 23. Because this style of football is not gonna last for us, BBT. It's not gonna last. This style of football, it can't last throughout this whole season, man. Set piece FC, one half FC. It's not sustainable, man.
Yeah, it's preseason. However long going into international break, like we come out against Forest at home on September 13th, early kickoff. The football has to be better. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's gonna have Odegaard came on to make a cameo, so I'm assuming that Odegaard, unless he picks up another injury coming out the international break, will be up to full match fitness coming out the international break. So he is gonna have fully fit midfield, so to speak. So it'll be interesting to see what team he puts out against Nottingham Forest. You know what I'm saying? But there's been a if we go across to the depth that we go all the way, because we've spoken on Norgard and Kepper and all that. There's been some mixed reaction on Nani's performance on Sunday, and I actually think Nani was actually decent. I think Nani was made a good account of himself. He was like the only creative outlet and actually ran at Kirkes a couple of times. You know what I'm saying?
He was all right. I'm not gonna say like he was the man of the match. I know Southern Guna thought he was the man of the match, but he was okay. He didn't really actually get the better of Kirkes, to be honest. He looked lively. I'm hoping there's more to come from Nani, because if he can put in a bit more consistency in performances, if he plays on that right, because you know what's going to happen, after the break, maybe they're going to rush Saka back. So is they're going to put him on what's going to happen then? Is he going to be a sub, or do you understand? So I thought he was okay. I don't think he was brilliant. Some people just love to gas players up too much.
Yeah, I just think everyone else in the attack, well, the other side of the attack was so, because this is the thing. If it was Nani Madueke, because even Matt pointed it out to you, Waffle Don. Even Matt pointed out when you were running that clip of Martinelli running down with his head down and Gyökeres making the run. Even Matt was like, look at the bottom of the screen. Nani Madueke is showing him to pass the ball with his hand.
Yep.
So if that was Nani with the ball at his feet running towards the goal and Gyökeres is making that run, he's playing him through, because Nani actually runs with his head up like you're supposed to as a footballer.
But Nani sometimes as well is he can be greedy as well. Yeah, he can like.
I like that shit.
Yeah, he can be quite selfish with the ball as well. So, listen, I'm not gonna like cuss him out or anything, but it was all right. It was all right. I don't think he was the best player on the pitch for the Arsenal team, but he done all right. And I suppose we need to talk about him as the depth coming into the team. If we're looking at, see, now my bias kicks in because I didn't want Madueke. I did think he was a good player, but I didn't want him. Is it a good signing though? And for the price?
I didn't want Nani until August 17th when I became a fan, because now he's an Arsenal player, bro. And I've said it many times. On August 17th at Old Trafford, if he had came out and put Dallo on his ass and slapped one in the top corner, I'm here for it. You know, I want him to do well. I even said to Rashid the other day, I want, when Saka gets back, I want him to be uncomfortable coming back into the squad, because that would have meant that Nani has played well. And this is what, go on.
Sorry, and that's the thing. We were never going to bring in someone that is better than Saka, was we? We were never going to bring in a player who's a backup to Saka that's as good as him. On the left, I don't think he's been that great from what we've seen, and you showed us the stats. That's one of the videos I watched as well, where you showed the stats. You brought the stats on the left.
Yeah,
but you want a player like that to be able to play both sides, not just one side, because if it plays out, you know what I mean? We've got Martinelli again, or maybe Trossard. Maybe Trossard's the better deal, but imagine if both of those two players are out, then we're back to money again. Or maybe Eze as well. Eze would be first choice as well. But I think there's more to come from Madueke. Yeah, I'm not gonna rule him out. I think there's more to his game, and I think there's more that he can learn. I don't think he's like a Martinelli that's... Is Martinelli finished? Just a question to the chat. Is Martinelli actually finished as a footballer at Arsenal? Is he too far gone now? Because with Madueke, I still think that he can get better, if you understand what I mean. I think he can be trained to get better, but it has to have the right coaching, you know.
I don't think he can. I don't think he's finished per se. I just think he's peaked. I think he's peaked. I think there's that 2022, 2023
How old is he now?
Is it 24? Yeah, he's 24.
So he's still fairly young, isn't he? Well,
for an attacker at 24, because we knew that
he's mature. He's mature.
Yeah, we knew Eddie wasn't it. Like if you're a center back when you're 28, you're like, okay, center back. Now you know you've experienced, you've seen any and every type of striker. At 24, we knew Eddie wasn't it at 22, 23, 24. We didn't sell Eddie until he was 25.
Yeah,
you know, but what I see Martinelli abs, I see bad fundamentals. They're very difficult to correct. It's bad. That's why you get kids when they're young and you teach them the fundamentals very, very young. You shouldn't have to tell a footballer at 24 to hold his head up. You know, and I'm hearing Gavin Neville in the commentary be like, if he looks up, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, coaches used to make me run laps if I look down. You can't see your teammates. And you can see Gyökeres, he made that. It was a perfect run. The space was there, 4-on-4. Play the ball. Then this is where Gyökeres eats. And he didn't eat. You didn't look up.
Would you say, okay, so pace, no question, he's got pace, yeah? His pace is scary. Ball control, so it's okay. You think his ball control is decent?
For a Brazilian winger, and that's the thing, the levels, right? Maybe I'm just an old man, right? The levels that he doesn't do anything that resembles a Brazilian winger. None of it. You know, when I look at Estevao, I say, okay, he's 17 or whatever, but that's a Brazilian. When I look at Sevilla,
you can see it, innit? You can see the movement, the dropping the shoulder, the twisting.
Yes, they do Brazilian winger things. Martinelli doesn't. You know, the touch
but
is something.
Why doesn't he do that?
Poor fundamentals. Poor. His fundamentals are very, very poor. Now, obviously, the kid works hard and he does all the other stuff, but that's not what we need from you. You know, that's not what we need. We need, if that's the case, he'll be a great wing back somewhere else, right? He'll be a fantastic left wing back where he gives you all that defensive stuff and blistering pace going forward. But in a
But
4-3-3 system, it's not good.
the argument is though, is he actually a winger though? That's another argument.
Mm-mm.
Is he actually a winger?
Mm-mm.
Will he be best as a striker, as a centre forward?
Yeah, he possibly could work there. Because as a striker, you don't have to drop your shoulder and get anyone. You feed off service, right? But when you're the winger, you're meant to get by your man and create chances for your striker. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that at a high enough level on a consistent basis. And I think at 24, we see just how good he's going to get. And I think we've already seen, we've seen. The outgoings, obviously yesterday, the shocker was, Zinni going we knew Kivior was gonna go. We knew Reese was gonna go on another one, but I didn't see the Zinchenko one. Did you see?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. So I did not see that coming from anywhere. And I'm happy it's happened as well, because the guy needs to be playing football, man, instead of writing books and memos and thrillers and horrors and talking about his wages. And I think this is a good move for him. As I said, I ain't got nothing against him. He's a very good footballer in my opinion. Obviously I've spoken on him many a times. Defensively he's not great, but going forward he'd be an asset for Nottingham Forest. So yeah, I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best. So yeah, Zinni out. Yeah, I think that. And this is okay. So this is what I'm saying. Yeah, if Edu was here now, yeah, I think Zinchenko will be here, chilling. I don't think he'd be going. I don't think he'd be going out on loan. He'd be here chilling. So when we reflect and we look at the windows, because it's not just about the players coming in, it's also about what Berta's done with players going out. And I think for him to go on deadline day, amazing, because no one saw it. Remember, Taron, yeah? We didn't see that one coming. It's true though. We can say that the same for the outs as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know questions, man.
Yeah, big up to the chat. Like I see the questions. I'm starring a lot of them because we'll come back to a lot of the questions.
Oh man,
move away from.
No, but he deletes them, so you better get to them quick before he deletes them, man.
Nah, they'll stay in the StreamYard chat. Yeah,
okay.
They'll stay in the StreamYard chat still. But
big up the assembled though every time.
Big up to the assembled, man. Big up to Seymour Butts and all the legends in the chat. So so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We lost 8 players and we've signed 8 players, right? So
Sambi went as well.
Yeah, Sambi was not good, but Sambi hasn't kicked the ball for 3 years, right? Sambi went on loan to Luton, Sevilla, and Crystal Palace. So I don't even know how, Sambi and Nuno. So yeah, 10 players, but we signed 8 players, 2 quality additions to our starting 11 in Eze and Gyökeres. Thomas Partey was phenomenal last year. Zubimendi hasn't started blisteringly, so I guess you could say there's a drop off there. But I think Zubi will find his feet very, very soon in this Premier League. I'm good with it.
Saying that as well about Zubi as well.
I don't have any worries about Zubi, man. I think Zubi will be just fine. But to the question,
Fabregas level?
Hell no. Nah, bro. Like Fabregas was doing stuff that Zubi's not doing now as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, right, the young players in the Premier League, it's been Wayne Rooney, Fabregas, and then there's a whole lot of space for everybody else in between them two. So Anfield arrested. Do you think Kolomouani at Spurs is a good player for FBL and a starting striker from PSG? I don't think he'll start right away. I think he's more of a win. Yeah, and it's been Richarlison's been starting ahead of Solanke.
Yes, Richarlison's the one who because Richarlison he's more than just a striker, isn't he? He works hard. He wrestles with everyone as well. He's our Gyökeres version, isn't it? He's the Gyökeres version over there, and he scores a couple of good decent goals as well.
That's the thing.
He's a different type of player.
Yeah. So the thing with Richarlison, Anfield the Red, is that he will start out strong, but then he'll have a dip in form for a long stretch. then Solanke will come in, and then you won't see Richarlison for
Yeah.
the rest of the season. Tired of this asshole manager. Back to see what make it put the in time for this club when this idiot is consistently doing fuckery. Fuckery like leaving all the attackers on the bench.
Let me ask you a question. I've got to ask you a quick question, yeah? If we had won on Saturday a stinky 1-0 or Sunday a stinky 1-0, yeah, what would your feeling be like right now towards the manager? Because I know my feelings is still the same. But how would your feelings be? I just wanted to just get a little gist.
My feeling would have been we got away with one. That's what it would have been, because my entire prediction was based on Eze starting. And I do believe that if he started, Gyökeres would have at least gotten a big chance, if not 2 or 3.
That's the thing that pained me that he didn't start. And the other thing that pained me, sorry to cut you, the other thing that pained me as well is that when he brought on Odegaard and Eze together, that he had to get his boy in, isn't it?
Yeah, had to. It was a controlled substitution.
Yes, very controlled.
Yeah, he was
very
like,
controlled.
What's the point of that? My days. Yeah. Big up to the assembled. Question: does it actually matter who plays where in the system? It's too defensive. It's ridiculous and obligatory lies in the press conference. Bored with stiff with his nonsense, in my opinion. Nothing again. I'm shocked that no one pressed him on why Eze did not start. Because in your infinite wisdom, when you're coming up with the team plan and you sit down with your coaches,
did no one ask him in the press conference?
I don't think so. But I'm more annoyed at that none of his I don't know if they did or not, but if they didn't, shame on them to think that. Mikel, do you really think that playing Moreno in a creative capacity when you have a fully fit Eze at your disposal is the best way to unlock Liverpool? So this makes me believe that he was playing for a draw, and it almost worked. It almost worked because it worked for 82 minutes. He was 7-8 minutes away from shithousing a 0-0. The strategy was go there, play for a draw until the 70th minute, then chuck on Eze and try to get a win. But if you don't win, don't lose. That's what he was. There was no intent from us. It was cowardly, right? And here's the thing. Do you think that Enzo Maresca would have went to Liverpool and played that cowardly and not play any of his right? No. I don't even think my man at Tottenham would have done that. Because we seen man go to City last week and take the game to City 2-0.
Yeah, most teams that go to Liverpool, unless they're the bottom feeders of the league, no disrespect, they're gonna give it a go against Liverpool, because you can get at Liverpool. Liverpool will give you chances, but the thing about Liverpool is that they're clinical with their chances, and that's the problem. But we have a massive inferior complex about Liverpool, and the gap is only going to get wider. It's getting wider. Yeah, Slot comes in. Yeah, from the Dutch league. Arteta's been at Arsenal for 6 seasons, and we're kind of going away from what we're talking about. But
yeah, you're good, bro.
It just amazes me how. You just said he looks like the dog for Nkapia, yeah? You said he's got a dog in him, yeah? Where was the dog in Arteta? Where was the dog in Arteta? I would listen, if we had lost 2-1 and we went there to attack, I would have been happy. But then the top goon is going to turn around and say, oh, do you know what, the tactics were working till 82, 83 minutes. What are we doing here? Do we want to win a game, or do we just want to ball the fans and just get a stinky draw? What is it?
We didn't want to win. There's nothing about that lineup that said I want to win this game. Nothing. He was playing for a draw, and it almost worked.
And are we going to adapt that same attitude against Man City?
Probably.
But we're playing at home, aren't we?
No, I'm talking about when we go to the Etihad. We're probably play that way. Yeah.
And this is why I can't stand this manager. This is why I can't stand this manager, because the tactics are questionable right now. His attitude towards some of the players. I don't know if you saw what he said about Eze missing that chance. on Sunday, where Eze should have scored. And do you know what? Rightfully so. He should have scored. I don't know what he was doing. But I never see you come out and say Odegaard had a bad game. Martinelli had a bad game. Marino stunk out the joint. Rice was shit. I never hear you say anything about other players. Yeah. What did he say about the game on Sunday? Did he say we were great on Sunday or something? Something like that. It was a great performance or something.
Yes, I ignored this press conference on purpose because they would have.
I don't listen to him, you know. I have to read the transcript. I can't listen to him, my brother.
Yeah.
I cannot. I can't. I don't even want to look at his face. It winds me up, man. And you know when he's got that little cheeky little grin on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you in a question. Sorry, man, I'm taking over.
Go on.
I want to ask you in the chat. Yeah, is Arteta bigger than Arsenal?
Fuck no. Like Pep, I've been on here many times saying Pep is the only manager that's bigger than the club that he manages. This is why it's so confusing that this manager get the protection that he gets. Because what his defenders used, right, was when we don't score is that teams play a low block. They low block against us, low block against Liverpool did everything but play a low block.
Yeah.
If it's one team that didn't, so where's the low block excuse for Sunday's debacle? No. You know who played a low block? Arteta. He played a low block with his attack because he benched his damn midfielders. Because you heard Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken in the chat said Arteta was the man of the match for Liverpool. He said that. Kenny Ken was like, it was two men of the matches. One was Szoboszlai, the other one was Arteta. He couldn't believe, like, Arnslot couldn't believe his luck when he saw Eze and all the attackers on the bench. I was like, what are you doing? Because this is the thing. They said, okay, best defense in the league. He's fixed the defense. He's fixed the defense. Wait till he gets the attack. Wait till he gets the attack. Well, now he gets the attack and he benches him. He gets the attack and he's not using it.
But
go on.
Did you not hear what Slot said though? I think what Slot said was interesting as well. He said, if we played that game 100 times or something, we win one, Arsenal win one, and the rest are draws. So that's how close the game was. In his opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. It didn't need to be that way. It was close because we were fighting with one hand behind our back. You know, we were literally fighting with one hand. Slot wanted, the only one who wanted to win this game was Slot. He started six attacking players. We started two. We started two attacking players, Madueke and Gyökeres. Everyone else on that pitch was sent out just to defend, to include Martinelli. Martinelli, a defensive winger, right? A midfielder, 3 CDMs, and a back four. 8 attacking players. 8 defensive players, 2 attackers, and a goalkeeper. That's what we put out. That can't beat Liverpool.
Crazy.
That can't beat Liverpool. Like we forget that because we talk about our defense is the best in the Premier League, we actually forget that the Liverpool defense is good. They have the best center back in the world. And the best center back in the world was so comfortable, he was on the halfway line spraying passes through the middle. You know what I'm saying? He made some fantastic passes. Man was spraying passes. I even heard Gary Neville one time. So it was like, Virch is getting some fantastic passes from this guy. He should be passing the ball to them. Van Dijk was spraying passes.
Was that Van Dijk?
Yeah, he was spraying passes because he knew that Gyökeres had no way of getting the ball. You know, we really think the arrogance of him to think he could put that attack on the pitch and break down Liverpool at Anfield. Bro, he was playing for a draw. He was absolutely playing for a draw.
You know, obviously this is a reflection about the transfers, yeah, but when does it come to a point where it's not working for Gyökeres and the manager doesn't change up his start, he doesn't change up his tactics? Because what we saw against Liverpool was him just running around, chasing shadows.
Yeah.
What point do we say, oh man, this signing, was it the right signing?
It was definitely the right signing. You know, I think Gyökeres will absolutely bang. He just needs someone to get him the ball. And Berta knows this. That's why Berta went and got someone that can actually get him the ball. But I do have a question for you though. What match week? You know, like, because did you watch any of the AFTV interviews? Because I see man coming around already, man. That we that we're fully Arteta in and shit, saying Arteta is my guy. Already saying it's not working, man. Like Stricto.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Stricto's like it's not
He's
working.
a flip flop, man. He flips like anything.
Yeah,
man.
but he's like he even said it in his interview. I'm an Arteta guy, but it's not working. So, what match week do you give the rest of the on the fence gooners to be like, okay, now it's like, okay, Captain Obvious is now you want to come tell us what? Because it's
listen.
tactics were so obviously flawed, man.
Everyone's expecting us to go to play Forest and beat them. Yeah, I think it's a very hard game. I think it's a very, very hard game. They got very good wingers, you know, very good defense. You know, they've got Chris Wood as well. You know, he's good in the air. You know, he's a very good Premier League striker. If we're not on our game, because there's a pattern when we play after international break, we're not really firing. We there's going to be injuries after the international break as well. There's usually big up to Rian. Is that my nephew, Rian?
Yeah, he is.
Is that my nephy? Yeah? Is that my channel?
Yeah, he's in your channel.
Yeah, that's Rian. Big up my nephew, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you see this guy, yeah. Big up to Rian, man. My little nephew and that. But we might be in trouble after the international break.
You think so?
If we got injury, listen, injury to Rice. Is England playing over the? Who's England got?
I don't know, but Declan's gonna play.
Yeah, an injury to Declan and Eze, yeah.
Yeah,
bro, we're just back to normal, bro. We're back to what we back to in that midfield.
It'll be
Norgard and Zubi.
Yeah, it'll be Moreno, Zubi, and either Odegaard or Eze. Yeah, that's what it would be.
So was this a great window? Was this a great window?
You know, it's a 6 for me, and that's
because it's always been a 6 for me. I've not changed from a 6.
Yeah.
I've not changed from a 6.
Yeah, I think we left the left wing spot, so it's such a glaring weakness in our team now more than ever. You know that normally professional footballers, even former professional footballers, are reluctant to call out other professional footballers, but Gary Neville was going in on Martinelli, bro. He was going in. Yeah, he was. I wish I had my little notepad. I could have put down a little check mark each time he called him poor. I think I would have got up to at least 5 or 6 times. He was going in on it because he's this has to end. Now, there is no way Arteta can be this genius and he's looking at Martinelli and saying, I want more of that. It can't, bro. It cannot continue. It is absolutely a madness. I was so frustrated at that line. I've never been more frustrated at a lineup, even though it almost worked for what he was trying to do, because he was 8 minutes away from his stinker, because he wanted a draw. No one can tell me differently. That was this. I want a draw. I want to keep another clean sheet going into the international break. We haven't conceded. Rah, rah. I'm the best. No. Because you've said it yourself before that you think that he's actually trying to market himself as a great defensive coach. Not a great coach, but a great defensive coach. And, you know, the fact we've even acknowledged that, yeah, the defense is good. That's why we're upset at you for not delivering anything, because the defense is actually good. Why don't you use this defense as an attack, as a license to go attack other teams? Because you have this great defense, and now you have the creative spark that can get the ball to the top striker that you have in the squad now. You know, go on.
But in having the best defense, our build-up play is still slow. You know, defending's one part of the game, but the build-up and the attacking, it needs to be a bit quicker, and I just feel that's a bit slow, man. I wanted to ask you, after this, just before you answer this question, this comment. Now, I need to question Berta on this. Did Berta do the right thing with giving Trossard that pay rise, and us keeping him?
Yeah, it did make a whole lot. It doesn't pass the sense test, does it? It doesn't pass the sense test. Like, why? That's why.
We're not going to
What's
sell him.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That might have been some like Isaac and we started talking about they had agreements with the club. Maybe this was some handshake
Hush money,
from back or something. But that from a business football club to player doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with Dr. Seymour Bus. No manager is going to Anfield and playing like that. You have to take the game to these men. Big up to Mr. Batter. So would you take Oliver Glasner at Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big yes. Did you see that this man just lost as they went to Villa Park and punched them up 3-0? Easy.
Yeah. Did you see this man come out yesterday and say, if you sell Gay, I'm off.
Yeah,
I am leaving.
Yeah.
This is the type of manager we need at our club, yeah? If he's not getting in signings, I'm off, yeah? This is the type of guy we need at our club, yeah? Someone who's not going to bottle, someone that's just going to just speak up, yeah?
Yeah.
This is what we need.
Yeah. Man says Arsenal has enough defenders to play a 3 at the back system that guys can play. But here's the thing, Mr. Barrett. Excuse me. I think Oliver Glasner is tactically astute enough to come to Arsenal. And you know what? I can bring my 3 at the back system over here, or I can just adapt and play the 4. He seems like a coach that could be adaptable. So big him up. Big up to Normski.
Big up Normski. Hey, I don't see this brother, you know. I don't see this brother, but big up to him.
You can catch him on the Bruce Banana. Catch him on the Bruce Banana.
Yeah. Oh, Shane's thing, yeah?
Yeah, catch him on Shane.
Yeah. Eagle Raid, big up to Eagle.
Rated your channel. I was about to say, who the hell rated it?
Big up to Eagle, my driller. Yeah, big up to Eagle.
Just rated Waffle Don's channel, people.
Big up Eagle, man.
I don't know if the Eagle followers are gonna like what I gotta say. You know, but you know, most of the steam has already gone out of it. Does that inferiority gap with Liverpool have anything to do with this D-Ray, Tapas Merchant playing for Everton, always setting up a hunker down for trench warfare? Yeah, the tactics was so poor, man. The tactics was beyond me. I wonder, I would have paid to hear what Eze's thoughts were. They should have interviewed Eze after the match. Yeah, interviewed Eze after the match and be like, brother, what do you think about not starting today? What do you think about Mikel Moreno getting the nod over you? What do you think of that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, one thing that I've not heard a lot of, is the Saliba injury. Obviously he's out now. I don't know how long he's out for. I think he twisted his ankle or something like that. In terms of what we've heard about, he got injured in the warm-up and we still played him. Do you think that could have been avoided and we could just like, you know what, you're not playing today, I know you're one of the, you know, but and this is what I mean, yeah? Obviously as a manager you have to make, you know, serious decisions, yeah? I think as a top manager that decision was easy to make, especially when Mosquera came in and he done such a magnificent job. You should have confidence that, you know what, because if we were playing next week, this would have been a problem. This would have been a big problem with Saliba being out. So why didn't he just make that decision and say, listen, you say you're okay to start, but no, you're not playing. I don't care if it's Man United, I don't care if it's Barcelona.
Yeah,
we got to manage games and our players a bit better than that. Yeah,
it has to be. That's 100% on the manager. You have to protect players from themselves. Of course, the players are going to want to play. Because here's what you did now. This is what I don't understand what he does, right? He takes risks with players and their well-being. Because you're risking one of the best center backs in the world, playing them on an ankle that he just told you. You take the power away from him. You're the manager. You have to manage this. It's part of management. So he's willing to risk the players' health and well-being, but he's not willing to risk anything during the game and actually attacking Liverpool. So he takes risk in the wrong areas. In all the wrong areas, he takes risks. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But it's a mad one. Big up to Johnny Boy. Arteta always throws attackers under the bus. Pepe, Alba,
bring up the thing, man. Bring up the super chat, man. What to you?
I didn't bring it up.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Man's paying his finest euros.
No, see when I hover over it and it brings up the words in it. I thought it would have came up on. I don't get
Johnny
many
boy. We got Johnny
unleash my attackers. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't take the risk to unleash the attackers, but he takes the risk in playing Saliba, who just told him I rolled my damn ankle. Takes risk with the players, won't take a risk in the game. Cowardly, man. Like someone actually sent me this during the game. They were like,
So you smell that? What's that? I smell pussy.
I said,
I smell pussy. Is that you,
Wait. This is a afternoon show, my dude. You know what I mean? It's parental guidance. It's only 4:30 over here. My young nephew's watching this, so
your nephew. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Tone it down.
Yeah, but this is what I get, man. This is what I that was the United fan that sent me that.
A United fan?
Yeah, United fan. One of them Grimsby merchants, you know.
Did you hear about Grimsby? How they played an ineligible? They played an ineligible player. I think they signed him.
No.
Yeah, they signed him just after 12:01 or something when it's supposed to be 12 p.m. deadline or something like that. And like United fans are crying. They say they want to. Do you know what I mean?
Are they going to get a forfeit?
I know that. I think they're going to get a fine, but United are shameless, you know. They probably want the game played again and all that. But I would love it. I would love it in Kevin Keegan's voice,
yeah.
If it was played again, I would love it if Grimsby beat them again. That would just be that. Listen, I'll tell Mr. Jamal from Side TV. I'll just tell him to give up his channel. Just hand it over to me. Hand it over to me.
Yeah, but you know, so last week I had a Liverpool fan on before on Friday, and I was going through it about who's going to be the favorites and this and I pressed them on 3 areas, right? And I was trying to gaslight me as you show, and I said, who has the better manager? Man had the nerve to think about it, and then I said, man, who has the better transfer window? Man had the nerve to think about it. And then who has the better squad? He still had the nerve to think about that. So now it's clear, right? Liverpool have them now. Okay, they didn't get Gahey. You know, it's a blow for him. But
January, he'll be there in January though.
Or in a free in the summer. But what I do know is going to happen. If Liverpool don't win the league, they're not going to use we didn't get Gahey as an excuse to why they didn't, right? Mm-hmm. So you know, with Frimpong, with Kirkes, Verts, Isak, Ekatike, you know, shit, man. How do you think their window went? Like most of the Liverpool fans yesterday said, but like 8.5. You know, you right around there.
Do we have to give it a rating? Yeah.
Just your general.
I'm gonna actually go into their window because this is not just based on incomings; it's based on outgoings as well. We have to keep that in mind as well. Yeah. I've got a massive list here. Yeah. Let me just bring up Liverpool. Hold on. I just went to the Premier League, and I'm gonna reel through a list. Because they've made some good outgoings as well. People forget, that they've not just spent a load of money. They've also, you know,
bro, they sold Ben Doak for like $30 million. Ben Doak
exactly. Okay, so they've brought in Marmadashvili. Trent's gone. Frimpong's come in. Kelleher's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read out the people that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who Armin Pesci is. They've loaned out a few players. They brought in Wirtz, Harvey Davis. They've loaned him out. Kirkes, Kwanzaa's gone. Ekatike in. Luis Diaz out. Tyler Morton out. And these little players that I'm saying, they've got a little bit of money for them. Nunes out. They brought in Giovanni Leone, that centre back. I can't remember who he plays for. Shimikas has gone on loan. Ishak is coming, and Elliott as well. So they've made a few decent additions in the transfer window, and everyone seems to like glaze Liverpool, But do you know what? It's not even a glaze thing. It's like they have actually done well. And the thing is, last season they only bought Chiesa in. This season they've brought in quality. Kirkes, Ekatike, Isak, Frimpong. Am I missing someone else?
That's it.
The only guy that defender as well. So they've had a great window. Gehi probably in January as well. I'm not going to say it's a 10 out of 10 window because I don't feel no team deserves a 10. But it's a very strong window. So, you know, every player they brought in, yeah. Every player they brought in, yeah. Does Ekatike start for Arsenal? Think about it.
Yeah. I have to think about it. Even so, I rate Gyökeres highly, so I'm thinking about it. It says he's a quality player. So I'll answer it like this: if we didn't get Gyökeres, I would have been calm with Ekatike.
The thing about Ekatike, yeah, is his hold-up play and his link-up play is brilliant. I think he settles. I think that type of player would have been excellent for Arsenal. So yes, he starts for Arsenal. Frimpong, I don't think he starts ahead of Timber. If we're just comparing the teams, yeah, Isak, don't even need to even discuss that. Who's the other player that I've not mentioned? Who's the other player?
Wirtz.
Wirtz definitely starts for Arsenal as well. So all those players they brought in start for Arsenal. So you know what? They've had a great window. They've had a brilliant window. So it's all about those players just adapting to the Premier League. Some of those players they know play in the Premier League, but they've had a great window. So I don't even want to talk about them, man, because you know what?
First starts over Eze.
Huh?
You think Wirtz starts over Eze? Say it. Say
what in Arsenal? At Arsenal.
Yeah. Because if
why you asked me that question live on, you could have asked me in the group chat, man. You could have asked me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. If Oliver Glasner, someone asked us earlier if Oliver Glasner would take Oliver Glasner. I'm like, yeah. And I don't think if Oliver Glasner takes over Arsenal, he starts Wirtz over Eze. You know, because Eze
listen, Crystal Palace Eze, but then again, we could go back to. Do you know what? I don't think that's a great comparison because Wirtz hasn't played in the Premier League. But then again, no Ekatike, innit? He can start, innit? For Arsenal.
Yeah. Part of my rant the other day when I'm sitting there ranting why Eze didn't start, I'm like, I have a hard time naming a team that Eze doesn't start in. So how is he in our team and not starting when we have no creativity? That's why my head was gone. And I'm running through the list like, what team in the Premier League doesn't Eze start for? Maybe Liverpool. I said at the time because I couldn't think straight. Hair's on fire. But he starts in most teams. We have him in our team and we're not starting him. You know what I'm saying?
That's only one game though. That's only one game. We can't like.
But it was a big game. It was a big game. It came early, but it was a massive, massive game, right? If next year's schedule come out and we get Tottenham away the first game, it's the first game of the season, but it's a big game. You know, you see how the fans reacted to a preseason loss to them, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it was a big game. This was the benchmark away at the Premier League champions, and the manager did not give us a fair chance. And I know that that's in the mind of the players. Like, brother, why didn't the gaffer set us up properly? He didn't give them the best chance to win. And as the leader, that's your responsibility. It's my job, right? CW4 Chambers, I have to make sure that everyone who works for me have the right training, the right tools they need to do their job. If they don't, that's on me. Now, if I give them all the tools, I send them to all the schools and get all the training, and then I give them the task and they fail, part of it is still on me. But I did my part in getting them the tools and the training they need. He did not set the team up properly. He didn't. And I don't think he's been asked enough questions on that. I really don't.
I still have ducked the question. I've still ducked the question. I've not answered. I've not answered it.
Yeah. And the Toronto Gooner says Glasner is what you call a manager with some cojones. Yeah, man. Say, yo, if you do this to me, I'm walking. Yeah. So when Glasner comes into our team or comes to Arsenal, say he was the manager of Arsenal. Bro, he has the cojones to be like, Martinelli, find yourself another club. Kai Havertz, you're not my guy. Odegaard, sit down. Eze is better than you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have any emotional attachment to these players.
But Wirtz cooks for us as well, though, bro. Come on, let's not play games here. Wirtz cooks for us, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I'm saying like when we say so here's the thing. Manchester United fans loved Roy Keane. We love Patrick Vieira. I'm not trading Patrick Vieira for nobody, even if they were better than nobody. Yeah. So what I think Eze can do for us is what I think Wirtz can do for Liverpool. So I'm good with Eze. So if Eze is our starting 10 and someone say, would you take Wirtz? No. Why not? It's not because I don't think he's a good player, because we have this guy.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Good answer. You answered it for me. That's fine.
yeah.
You can move on.
Yeah, I think he reluctantly subbed in Eze. Yeah, and that's the thing, that the reluctance was right next to him, Odegaard. It was like, yeah,
Do
we
you
keep an
think?
attacking part, because if he throws on Eze when we need a goal or we need to win, then the question will be asked: why didn't he sub in his captain? Why didn't he put him in? He put in Eze. Then there was a message behind the sub. But if he puts them both on, no one knows what's his thinking, and they don't ask. So the game is going when Mourinho starts over all this talent. Yeah, madness. Questions. I've left the game with more questions than answers, bro. And I come to you and I ask you this other question: what was Arsenal Football Club doing 3 years ago? Right, we were challenging, right?
We were playing good football.
Yeah, but we were challenging for the Premier League title. Now we're still challenging. So it's the urgency to win didn't come across in that lineup. It didn't. I just felt like it was cowardly. Like even the most calm people were saying, "Bro, this was cowardly. You did not give it a go." Because
when did this Arteta defensive structure start? Was it last season? Start of last season, wasn't it?
23-24.
What actually brought that on? Why did we go really into that? Is it because we lost the title that season?
Yeah, we conceded 40-something goals the year before. Yeah. But I honestly believe that's not the reason why we lost the title that year. We lost the title that year because we dropped 4 points to Southampton, right? We drew 1-1 at South, and they got relegated that year, and then let these men come to the Emirates and score 3 goals. When Liverpool was doing their title running with City, that man ain't dropping 3 goals at home to a relegation fodder.
Ramsdale was doing some idiot business as well, wasn't he? He's doing some stripping, doing the same what our keeper is doing right now.
So it's we did a madness that season. We lost the West Ham home and away. Not West Ham, Southampton. Yeah. We lost the West Ham away when we were up 2-0, and then we lost 1-0 away at Forest. Yep. So it wasn't the defense. That was a 1-0, a suicide back pass from Odegaard. I remember all these things. So I don't know how he took that and turned it into let's go defensive. I'm more inclined to believe that, okay, maybe it was burnout. Right, the guys, they started so strong, had 50 points from 19 games, blitzing everyone. Maybe it was burnout, but it wasn't a defensive lapse for me.
This comment here from Reams. This is the comment of the day, and this I've always thought about this. Yeah. Ever since Etihad 10 men, he's scared to play. I've always believed this. When we drew that game 2-2
last year,
for me, was
really,
we're never gonna have that mentality to beat. Obviously, we beat them, we slapped them at home and stuff like that. But going away to these teams, we still have crappy records against the likes of Liverpool.
Oh, which 10 men though? Is it the 5-0 10 men or the 2-2 10 men?
Oh wow, 5-0? I can't remember that.
Yeah, we lost 5-0. Remember when Xhaka went there and 2-footed Ferran Torres and we got slapped 5-0? Is it that?
My memory, I got a real bad memory about that.
No, I'm having a hard time because that's the thing. That 5-0, Trossard gets sent off in the first half, and for 45 minutes we had Man City passing side to side.
Yeah.
So that was a good draw. Like if we drew the Anfield 2-2 like that, and it was the very
wasn't a good draw. That wasn't a good draw.
It was, bro. We were down it was the last kick of the game.
It was the last. No.
It was the last kick of the game.
But the reason why it's not a good draw is because we should have won that game in the end. Remember, Saliba was putting up his hands like, or was it Gabriel putting his hands like we won the game, and it was on that corner. Who lost the ball? Saka lost the ball or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even remember who lost the ball.
And whoever shot, whatever, got a deflection and it went in. No, that was a terrible game to lose. Yes, we played well with the last 10 men, but you know what? And this is my problem. We needed to see out games, and you're not seeing a pattern.
No, but the thing is, I would rather draw like that than lose the way we did on Sunday. Because we took the game to Man City. That's how we went up 2-1. We never took the game to Liverpool at no point.
So you rather concede a goal in the final seconds and get 1 point, then 3 points. Because we were in control up until that second.
Yeah,
there was 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah,
30
but
seconds.
off of a set piece and a ball ping-ponging around the box, anything can happen, is what I'm saying. But we got a point away at Man City with 10 men playing 45. Anyone else with 45 men, playing 45 minutes against that Man City team is getting slapped 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Right. We left there with a point, but we went to Anfield with 11 men and played like we had 9. So I'd rather get a point like that at the head-to-head rather than get no points.
But the goal they scored, but the goal they scored, I still think the goalkeeper could have saved it. I still think a better goalkeeper saves that.
I do too.
That's controversial, I know, but
Raya, man, Raya. You know what annoyed me? The more I watch it back, right? Even that when you posted it, bro, the ball is central. It's not like it's at an angle. It's straight ahead, right?
Yeah.
And you know Szoboszlai's right-footed. Szoboszlai's not running up to that ball, hitting it with his left foot. So you know the ball is going to curl left, right? So you stand to the left. And you force him, because if he kicks it wide right, it's going to curl towards you. As a goalkeeper, the ball is only dangerous when it's curling away from you. His positioning, oh my God, this guy, man. Like Declan was able to beat Courtois with those brilliant free kicks in the Champions League. It was angled. This was straight ahead. Raya has to do better there. And I'm not saying that to take away anything from the free kick. Still.
Yeah, the free kick was brilliant.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And he's done that before, you know. He's done that before a few times.
Yeah, it's a mad one, man. It's a massive one. Big up to Jason Gooner. Big up to you, bro. Hope you are well. 1 point is better than 1. Yeah, I hear it. But the thing is that I really believe we could have gotten the 3 points if we played our attacking midfielders.
Actually, you know, last season, because we got so many draws, I actually hate drawing games now. I hate it. 14 draws last season.
Yeah. I don't really hate draws. I don't really hate draws because this is an invincible year. We drew 12. We drew 12 games, but we won 26. We won the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna draw 14, you better be making sure you win 24 games. That's it. You can't be winning, less than Man City when they went through a rut where they won 2-11. It was a lucky header in there, man. But for 45 minutes, we turned them man into sideways FC. They could not break us down. And off a set piece, it's just those things happen. Were we in control against Liverpool? Never. We showed nothing in the attack. We set up to park the bus and maybe squeak a goal. Yeah, we set up for that.
Because the first half, anyone watching that first half of the Liverpool game, it was absolute dire. But the second half, you can see Liverpool amped up the pressure. There was a stat, I think, was it 71%? They had 71 possession at one point, and they were trying to win the game. And fair to them, because they're at home, isn't it? So they're going to put it on us. But there's instances when we're at home and the other team looks like the home team. Where does that come from? Where does that come from?
Yeah, the thing is, Abs, you see that midfield that we started. If we started our regular midfield, took the game to Liverpool, go up 2-0 or whatever, and then we ended the game that way, I'm gonna okay. Now you're bolstering your midfield and you're seeing out the game. You're up 2-0, but starting with that defensive, 7 defensive players on the pitch was just.
Would you trust that formation at home?
No. Because that formation, that lineup doesn't create chances. Our striker needs chances created for him.
Even against a lowly side, like, I don't know.
Especially against the lower league side, because they're going to play low blocks against us. We had space. We just didn't use it. There was space in that Liverpool team. Liverpool didn't play a low block.
So are you saying that the wingers were not good enough then?
Yeah, we clearly not. If Nottingham Forest comes to the Emirates next week in 2 banks of 5, and he plays 3 defensive midfielders, it's a 0-0.
Yeah?
Not
winning. You think so?
Yeah, we couldn't break down an open Liverpool team.
Come on, man.
Brother, low blocks are our problem. A low block, you need a Eze, you need a Dauman or Ethan to drop his shoulder and break down a low block. Liverpool did not play a defensive game. Liverpool have really good defenders, but they didn't play a defensive game against us. They had more of the ball. Like you said, there was a point in the game, 71% to 29% possession. And then Eze comes on the pitch for 20 minutes, but it was really 10 because 10 out of those 20 minutes, Liverpool had the ball. So if Forest can go into a defensive posture, they're going to give us problems. Let's not forget, they drew 0-0 with us last year. You know, we beat them at the Emirates 3-0, but at their ground, it was 0-0. They know how to set up defensively good.
Yeah, I remember that game.
You know? Yeah. Big up to Normski. Said after the 23 season, we went to a more conservative in 2024, trying to conserve energy as we ran out. Yeah, it was burnout. Yeah, I completely agree. It was burnout. It was not a PTSD hangover from conceding goals. It was burnout. And then, Saliba got hurt, and then Rob Holding was just, Rob Holding. Where's Rob Holding at now? Oh, yeah, he's over here in the MLS. Couldn't get a kick at Palace. And we rate Glasner's talent ID. And Glasner saw him for 2 games and was like, nah, brother, you're not it. You're not it. Big up to the assembly. So Olga Guna, a draw just says we don't lose, but we're not good enough to grind out the 2 points lost, in my opinion. So, and that's the thing for me. With that City 2-2 loss, we've actually played for a win and ended up with a draw. This game against Liverpool, we played for a draw and ended up with a loss. And that's what happens. The picture of Eze one year in MLS on the best was sad to see. Yeah, that's the picture you got up on the weapons available, but kept them in storage. No idea why. Yeah, I wish they could, if them boys could get up and sub themselves into the game, they would have. They would have, but they can't because, they have to get clearance from the manager. I would have loved to seen Eze warm up in the first half. Hey, 35 minutes on the clock. We have space here. Eze, go warm up. You about to go cook these men.
For me, T, a great manager, because I'm here. I was listening to Forever Arsenal this morning, and every time I hear the mention of the manager, I hear Arteta's a good manager. Arteta's a good manager. A great manager would have said half-time, hell no. We leave him with something. We leave him with something. And probably brought Eze on at half-time or Odegaard or whoever.
Yeah.
So is he a good manager? Is he an excellent manager? Is he a genius? What is he? Because I think there's a very confused identity among the fans of what they think about this manager. We keep hearing he's a good manager because of his second place spots and stuff. But is he an excellent manager? And that's the question mark that everyone should be asking. Is Arne Slot? No one talks about Arne Slot's. Have you noticed when we have these shows, no one talks about Arne Slot because they know
he wins.
Excellent man, yeah. Because he's an excellent manager.
Yeah. Man wins, this is what happens. Man walks into the league and takes the league that we should have had when City fell off. So Arne Slot has his respect. This is why Liverpool are having an unprecedented window. If FSG thought this manager was shit, they wouldn't have spent all this money. They wouldn't have. Because now the pressure is on him now.
You know what? We've not touched on Chelsea or Newcastle as well.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I asked earlier that do you think Oliver Glasner would have went to them went to the Anfield and do that. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have. I don't think Maresca goes there. Maresca goes there. He's taking the game to these men. I can see Pedro Neto go in there and Kirkes, you're going to have a long day today. He's gonna push him back and force him to play. And we have a better defense than Chelsea.
Ariola.
He's the one that should go there and be like, oh, we need to keep it tight against these men. But our defense went to Anfield and kept Mo Salah quiet, kept Ekitike quiet, kept Gakpo quiet, and we left with nothing. Chelsea will go there and be like, okay, if we lose 3-2, 3-1, we lose 3-1. But we're going to have a go. At least if we lose the game 3-2, I know that our attack and our midfield was involved. You want Gyökeres to hit the net. If Gyökeres hit the net in a 3-2 loss at Anfield, so what? We lost the game by a 1-goal margin anyway.
True.
So, brother, so my prediction table that I put up yesterday, bro, and it wasn't pretty. I don't think second is, hands on for us. I think Chelsea and Man City finish above us.
Whoa, what, City as well?
Yeah. I think City. I think people are writing off City way too far.
Way too early, yeah.
And these men will put a 12 game win together, and that loss against Tottenham and that loss against Brighton, is a distant memory because Brighton beat City, Tottenham beat City. It's a thing.
They've lost two back-to-back games.
Mm-hmm. And it's about to be 3 because they got the Manchester Derby next.
Oh yeah, you said they're losing to United, didn't you? Anyway, I want to talk about Man City's window quickly. What do you think of Man City's window? So I've got some of the players up here. Man City
wasn't great. You
don't think so?
I think they had a better January window because in January is when they brought in Marmoush and Nico Gonzalez, and then
but hold on, BBK. I got to pull you up on something.
Yeah, come on, man.
Reindeers. You were raving about Reindeers.
Yeah.
I've not heard his name out your mouth for like
give it time.
The last 2 games.
Give it time. He wasn't great. He was not great, but Rodri started they started the first game together. Him and Rodri started the first game together.
Okay.
They have to work that out. The 4-1-4-1 thing that Pep was doing is it's kind of a weird, but once they work that out, the same way that I'm upset that we didn't beat Liverpool, because I believe when they come to the Emirates, they will have clicked. Whenever that City midfield clicks with Reinders and Rodri, I think you're gonna see a team that put a mad run together, and that's what you need. Like, bro, if you look at the table right now, the Manchester United are above City, and they're over the moon about it. They're like, oh shit, we're above City.
Yeah, jumping about, celebrating.
And it's only 3 games played. So give us 9 more games, and City go 8-1, and United go 2 draw 1 and lose 4. Then all of a sudden the gap is wide again. Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah. Sorry.
Go on.
Do you think that City are having the same kind of like crisis? Like, I wouldn't say it's crisis of Arsenal, but the same kind of like Turkey's come in. I think he's got injured as well. I think he's out for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Pep's having that same kind of like, well, I'm overthinking, I've got too many players. I know they brought in Aït-Nouri as well. I think he picked up an injury as well. They've got that Naipan. Grealish went out the door. They brought in Donnarumma as well, and Trafford as well. 2 goalkeepers that's probably going to be fighting. Bettinelli, I don't know where he plays or anything like that. So they brought in some players, but the flow isn't there yet.
Yeah, give it time. That's the thing. Like him bringing in Donnarumma
That's what we said last season.
I mean, last season. Yeah, but last season they were coming off winning 4 league titles. It's unprecedented. They were down. I mean, there's only been 2 treble winners, and then 4 has never been done. They were due for a fall off. Like you can't keep that going. Even Michael Jordan retired after the first 3 pieces. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult to win 1. They did 4. So they were due for a drop off. But
another drop off this season. They lost the FA Cup to Crystal Palace. Unprecedented.
Yeah,
you would have thought they would have won that with the amount of players and who they got in the team as well. They lost to that season they dropped off to Man United as well. The cup as well. You think they're back this year?
I think they're better than us this year. I think they'll finish above us this year. I do.
Based on what?
Based on their manager and his historical performance when they don't win a title. In 2017, when he was his first year, when Chelsea won it, and the next year he came back, bang, bang, did 2 in a row. Then Liverpool won it in 2020. They came back and won 4 in a row. Pep has never gone 2 years without a league title.
You know why I think it's going to be more difficult for Pep? And I respect Pep and everything, but you've got the likes of Chelsea now. Very good team. Yes, you can question us, but we're still going to be in and around. So Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. Do you know what? I'm gonna throw Spurs into the mix as well. I'm gonna throw Spurs into the mix as well because on their day, they're likely to upset anyone. They can upset anyone on the day as well. I'm probably missing another team out as well. As Newcastle as well. Very good team, strong team. It's not easy to go to what they call what's their ground called again?
Oh, St. James Park.
Outside, yeah, St James Park. It's not easy to go there, so I don't think it's gonna be as easy for City to, because remember as well, yeah, the respect isn't there. You know, I don't think the respect is there. Like, look at Brighton, the way they fist up Man City. You know, Spurs as well. Obviously, Spurs fist them up all the time as well. I just don't think that the respect is going to be there. I can't see it, my brother. I cannot see it. Unless Haaland's going to be the saver-ho and he's going to save them and just score bare goals again. Because where's their goals coming from? Where are their goals coming from? Things not scoring. De Bruyne, who they've lost, you know, Marmoush, he's a good player. I'm expecting him to score whatever. Who's scoring in their team? Who's scoring the goals?
I think they're going to score enough goals.
You think so? When you're quiet like this, I know.
I mean, you know, bro. So what it is for me is they have a manager who sits at the GOAT table of managers.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Their manager is an asset to them. Yes. Like Pep is an asset to Man City. Our manager is a liability.
Yeah, but they're questioning their manager, you know. I'm not comparing both managers, but the City fans are now questioning their manager.
Really?
Has he got that same motivation?
Really? That man needs to go sit down. Because if Pep leave their club, they become completely irrelevant, brother. That man needs to say, if they're questioning Pep, they need to go sit down. Because like if Pep leaves Man City right now, what big name manager you suspect will go there? They would have to go do some deep digging.
I had this conversation with someone.
Yeah.
I asked this question, and someone said company.
Leave Bayern and go to City to compete with Liverpool and Klopp.
That's his team.
He's got a team now. His team is Bayern Munich, where he can walk the league. He can walk the league for the next 4 or 5 years and build himself up a massive CV. Right? Now, you don't leave this version of Bayern Munich when the rest of the Bundesliga is trash. Dortmund are nowhere near you. Leverkusen just fired their coach because they don't have. So he can be a 5-time champion and rack up trophy. He can do a Champions League.
But if he loses Kane, then it might be a different story. You think?
If he loses Kane, Bayern Munich will splash the cash at. I can see him splashing the cash at Ekatike or something.
Yeah,
I can say, okay, you don't play second fiddle to Isak. Come here. He's played in Germany. And
you've heard it here first, people, from BBK Sports. So if that move happens, £100 super chat, $100 super chat, make it happen, yeah. And this will be clipped.
Yeah, and that's big up to Normski. This is a great point. City, they typically start slow. City don't normally start for 10 and 30 points. They typically start slow, and in March, all of a sudden, they win 13 games. Bam. You know, and everyone else is tired and falling off.
But the only thing about City, man, for me, look at likes of Foden. Foden's not the same player, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Their wingers, Joku, not Joku. Is it Joku?
Doku, Jeremy. Yeah,
he's not firing. Savinho's not firing. You know, Haaland is the only guy they've got that's scoring their goals. And that troubles me because they used to have goals from all different areas. Is Ryan Deers going to score the goals? If Haaland is, who's going to score the goals if Haaland isn't scoring? That's my question mark right now.
That's a fair challenge.
Obviously, Rodri gives them more balance now where they can actually attack now. Because obviously against, I'll say, the lower teams, they're gonna slap them up in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
that's a fair challenge, man.
I don't know, man. What are you saying about Newcastle as well in terms of like their transfers as well? Because obviously they lost Isak. We know the whole debacle of what happened there and stuff like that. But what do you think about their transfers that they've made? Because they were rejecting FC for a minute, weren't they?
Yeah. So from a historical context, I remember our own fan base in 2007 when Thierry went to Barca. We were saying where the goals are going to come from, and we were having a meltdown. And in the 2008 season, bro, if Gilberto didn't break his leg, I'm sorry. You know, I know United went on and did the double, but we were You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
were on to something. And
Yeah.
if you look at Brentford, when Ivan Toney left, everyone said where the goals are going to come from. They're going to go
Yeah.
get relegated, and then
Mhm.
West and then Weymouth. So when even Tottenham, when Harry Kane left, they said where the goals are going to come from. When you play through a specific person, sometimes this limits your attack. And
True.
now that him leaving, you got Ramsey in their midfield now. You got Elanga's going to give you about 10 goals.
Yeah.
Gordon, Michael, so they're going to be fine. They quietly, had a decent window. And, they're
What do you think about this Baltimore, what do you think about him? Is he a decent player?
Yeah, he's a decent player. He's not Isaac levels yet, but there's a drop off there. But you can when you're playing against Newcastle in years past, you know what the formula is. You key in on Isaac and you try to now you have a more fluid, attackers. Now they have to play. Everyone's going to get a touch now. When
they got a great midfield still.
Yeah, Tottenham had to play through Harry Kane. We played through TT. So it's. I think Newcastle will be fine, but I do think, I do think they fall short of a Champions League spot this year, playing 2 matches a week. But I think they'll have it. I don't think they're going to be mid-table type, falling off. A striker like Isaac is what you need, bang, to win the Champions League. In a tournament when it's night moments and nights and shit like that. But over a 38 game Premier League campaign, I think Newcastle will be fine with their replacements by committee. Right? So I think Newcastle will be fine.
What about United in terms of their signings, Cunha and Bueno and Sheshko? Yeah. Sean Connery voice. That's my Sean Connery voice.
Well, they got less games. They got less games to play now that they're out of the EFL Cup. Even so, they only had 1 game a week prior to that. Now they have even less games to play. Right, so he has a lot of time on the training pitch when everyone else is playing EFL Cup games. They're going to be training.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Depending on how the manager manages the squad. When you got this few games to play and you take a bad loss, kind of like how we took an L going into international break, it's going to sting us for 2 weeks. If we lose a game on Saturday, Tuesday night, we gotta get over it. When their man lose a game on Sunday, how do they react to a loss? Do they, go cry in a corner, or they motivate themselves? But I think from an injury perspective and keeping their squad healthy, it's a good thing. For rhythm and keep the game going, it's a bad thing. They're gonna have to find the right balance with that. But I think in the Premier League, with a brand new front line, they've addressed their goalkeeper issues. I don't know anything about this new goalkeeper, but from the United fans telling me, what they couldn't do was go into the season with them 2. They couldn't do that. That would have been complete dereliction. That would have been negligence. That would have been just a complete mess up on the behalf of the board. So they reacted to that. You give a manager a good goalkeeper and a whole new front line. They should.
Did you see Martinez? Did you see Martinez? Like last game?
I know he wasn't in the squad.
He was crying, because he thought he was going Man United. He's crying and everything, and he's not going anywhere.
I don't know. So, what you think of Villa, though? What do you think of Villa and Sancho?
That one.
Think Unai Emery can get it out of him.
Sancho's a funny one, man. He's got the talent, but Sancho would have probably 2-3 good games, maybe go missing again, and then fall out with the manager, and next minute you can't get hold of Sancho. Sancho gets dropped.
Yeah,
this is just his career, and it's not like a Rashford where he just loses form, and Sancho is one of them players, isn't it? Is that it's him, innit? Is he motivated? Does he want to revive his career? And when a player gets that amount of money he gets, it's very difficult to, be motivated as much as it is. But I think it's a good move for him. Maybe get away from, London, obviously in Birmingham now. He can ply his trade. So hopefully it's a good move for him. Same like Grealish as well. I think Grealish will cook more than Sancho though.
Yeah, Villa winless, almost at the bottom of the Premier League. Only Wolves are beneath them, haven't scored a goal. negative goal difference. They let Bailey go. I think they signed RB Elliott as well. I think Liverpool. I don't know.
Yeah, they signed him as well on loan as well. Yeah, good
I don't
signing
know
as
if it's a
well.
loan or a buy, but I'm like, they could have just. I thought they would have just kept Bailey because I think you have Bailey on one wing, Sancho on the other wing. Your attack.
Bailey wasn't really doing much, man. I think he's regressed at Villa, man. I think he regressed quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't think Emery fancied him. For whatever reason. I just don't think. I don't think Ben, if he fancied him. The Assemble's a question: do you think Arsenal are good enough to win? Yes, the Assembled. I do.
Always says yes. He always says yes.
I do
but
think
we're not good enough to win the title. Though. That's what he will say. We're good enough to win.
Because of the Arteta tax. That's why.
So you don't think Chelsea are going to be good enough to win an FA Cup because they've got to finals. They've got to a lot of finals, but not one. Obviously, they won it.
No, I do think Chelsea is good enough to win a cup, but I think we go to Wembley against Chelsea, we beat them. We always do.
I can think with that.
So put me at Wembley in May and February, wherever the EFL Cup final is against Chelsea, and I'm taking Arsenal.
They've got Pedro now, though. Pedro can ball out.
Yeah, we got Eze, we got Gyökeres.
They got Caicedo, they got Enzo.
Yeah, we got Zubi, we got Declan.
They got Reece. They got
Reece is a bench player now, bro.
Is he?
Yeah, Reece don't even start for Chelsea anymore. They had Reece when we beat them. You know what I'm saying? In a final, the Assemble put this up. But the very next year, in 2020, the very next year, we beat them. We beat them yeah. I like our chances at Wembley. I like our chances. Or give me whoever. Give me that Liverpool team. Give me Chelsea. Give me anyone at Wembley. Get there. And we're up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so yeah, DG2 said it's good enough to win something. That is the tax man, the tariff. It weighs heavy. But we can win in spite of him because we have a good team, my brother. I would not be on here having the veins pop out of my damn neck every day if I didn't think the team was good enough to win.
I got a question for you, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Do you see a world where we're not performing? And the likes of Glasner names keeps coming up. What are you going to say about that if that ever happens?
I think Berta already has a list of 2-3 names.
Serious?
Part of his duty. That's part of his job description. Yeah, because Arteta is a genius and a top class manager, right? So let's just say he goes tits up for Hansi Flick and Barcelona swoops in and take Lord Mikel. The club has to move on, or if he quits. So you as the sporting director, you have to have another striker in case Gyökeres gets an injury or whatever. But he has to. That's part of your job description. He has to have at least 2 names that he has lined up should it go pear-shaped with this manager. So, that's part of his job. And if we trust that he's doing his job, then we should be fine there. And I have no reason to believe that he's not doing his job. He got us Eze and he got us Gyökeres. He got us Pepe. He got us Mascara.
Look at the Assemble's comment.
I see it.
Oh, man.
Hey, the Assemble.
It's 5 o'clock already. It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. Hey, the Assemble. Lean in for a little bit. Yeah.
Bro, I got to do some work, man.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, I got to go get to work. I got to go get ready. People, we got 110 of you locked in.
You're joking.
All of you people who are over and the Waffle Dance channel, make sure you are subscribed, you Egalilites.
Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can diversify your football portfolio. Right, so you can get a different opinion, different takes on things. And big up to every single one of you who checked in. It's always been a pleasure to talk football with you people. Always. Gary, you too.
Always and forever.
You too, Gary. Lean in for a little bit, Gary.
Who's Tavon? Who's Tavon, Gary?
It's a typo. It's a typo.
Oh, I know. But
okay.
Seriously, man.
Put an R in there, Gary. My name is on the screen. It's an R.
Gary, for that typo, that's a $10 fine. So don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you.
That's a good one. But big up to every single one of you, man. Too many to name. The support has been
Too many.
phenomenal today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you.
Big
thank
up to
you.
Egal for the raid as well. Yeah, maximum respect and manners and respect every time.
Let's stay connected, guys. Let's stay connected and build a community one at a time, man. We
100%.
move forward in trying to get close to a trophy this season. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.